play. Mini War Gaming's Beat Map Batrep.
Welcome back to Beat Map Batrep, Season 2, Episode 26, Dark Angels vs. Tyranids Battle Report, Round 3. Rolling for reserves. Now I need to roll 3 again. So those guys are coming in, but those Gene Stealers are not. Nor are those Gene Stealers. So the Gene Stealers still held back in reserve. They're my toughest unit, and they're just being held in reserve this whole time. So the Mycetic Spore drops in right here and drops its payload of 20 Termagants with Devours. That's going to be 60 Strength 4 shots into those Terminators. Let's see if they can stand up to that. Trigon gets up, getting ready to assault into the Land Raider or the Dreadnought, whichever he decides is the more potent target. Tyranids and the Tervagon try to split up to keep the Terminators from killing both of them at the same time. Other Termagants come around the bend, getting ready to engage the Terminators with Belial, and the Tervagon comes up to provide support. Then we get some shots from the Spore Pod. Manages 2 strength 6 hits and 2 wounds, but he makes both of his 2+ armor saves. And then we got the 2 Termagants who fire in, hitting on 4s, 1 hits, and then wounding on 4s, does not manage to wound. Then we get 60 shots from the Termagants, and this is half of them, I believe. So we got a bunch of wounds in there, although it was poorly rolled for that first one, and the second one did alright as well. So this is how many wounds he had to roll for, and he loses 1, 2, 3 of the Terminators. Now I know what you're probably thinking, he didn't do wound allocation, but we kind of skip that for a lot of these things, just because it takes forever. And I realize that that could possibly save an extra Terminator too, because you could stack the wounds and one of those Terminators could have rolled both of those ones. So it does have advantages and disadvantages going back and forth, but we both agreed to that. That's the way we wanted to play. So the Tyranids did attack as well into the Terminators, didn't manage to do anything though. And then the Tervagon and the Termagants fired into Belial and his Terminators, but didn't manage to kill any. And then the Tervagon assaults the Land Raider, hoping to kill it. It is actually pretty hard for a Trigon to kill a Land Raider, just because he's such low strength, only strength 6. I think he might have Adrenal Glands, so it might be strength 7. He hits it on 4s, re-rolling, so he manages, I think there was 4 or 5 hits in there. But the first one does nothing. The second one, I believe, is a penetrating hit. The third one did nothing, the fourth one did nothing, and the fifth one did nothing. So 1 penetrating hit after all of that managed to immobilize it, which means next turn, if the Trigon's not dead, the Land Raider will be. And then in close combat with the Terminators, Belial, I think, got to go first and killed one of the Termagants. And then the Termagants get to go because they're initiative 5 on the charge because of the Adrenal Glands of the nearby Tervagon. And they also have Toxin Sacs. So, as you can see right here, didn't manage to kill any of the Terminators. And they managed to kill a bunch of the Termagants. And then combat resolution, thankfully, they had feel no pain thanks to Catalyst. Only 1 died. So I did manage to tie him up, which was my goal. I did want to kill 1 or 2 of the Terminators, but I really wanted to tie them up. So it's unfortunate I didn't kill any, but it's nice that I could still keep them from charging whatever they want. The other Land Raider moves up. The Terminators move up to engage this huge swarm of Termagants, which might not be the best idea. Plasma cannon shot right into there. He rolls it, and direct hit. So I think he hits like 8 of them. And I do have cover, thankfully, so that saved most of them. So only 3 of them died, I believe. So cover saves for the win. Vindicator then takes his shot, which I hope scatters into the Terminators, and it gets a direct hit because he has Ballistic Skill of 4. Manages to insta-kill the Spore Pod, and then gets to hit a lot of them. Thankfully, they are going to get cover because of the area terrain and everything. And so they are going to get a 4+ cover, which saves most of them, as you can see. Like, look at that rolling. That's tremendously good. Only 1 died, so a lot more than there could have died. Fires into the Tyranids before assaulting it, and manages to inflict some wounds, but I do make all my 2+ armor saves. Fires his Multi-Melta into the Trigon, and manages to not wound it, completely whiffs. And then the Land Raider fires as well, desperately, now that it's immobilized right next to the Trigon, and doesn't manage to hurt it. Fires into the Tervagon with the other Land Raider, getting lots and lots of shots. And if you can decipher what happens with all this, it looks like the Tervagon loses 1 wound but makes a bunch of armor saves. So the Terminators then charge into the Tyranids, and the Dreadnought into the Trigon, and he also charges the bunch of Termagants as well. So fighting on this one side, they completely whiff and fail to hurt the Tyranids. So the Tyranids hits back, and being a monstrous creature, he ignores their armor and actually manages to kill 1, 2 of the Terminators. And so the Terminators are then going to hit it back because they are hitting at the same initiative and manage to kill it. So I guess I misinterpreted what happened there. They're all initiative 1 for the most part, so except for the Lightning Claws, which didn't manage to do any wounds. So, moving on into our fighting here, we've got the Terminators hitting the Termagants, and the guy with the lightning claws managed to hit at the same time. The Termagants then hit back, and they got a lot of hits, and the Trigon is nearby, so they actually got a counter charge, and they have Toxin Sacs. So they managed to kill those 2 last Terminators without any problem, with only taking a couple losses. So then the Trigon gets to hit the Dreadnought, and as you can see by these rolls here, I think that's 3 penetrating, 4 penetrating, 5 penetrating, 5 penetrating hits, and wrecks him. Thankfully does not explode him. I don't know if that would have hurt me anyways. Belial gets to hit the Termagants first, because he has initiative 5, and he does manage to kill 3 of them. There's a reroll there because of Mastercrafted. And then I get to hit next. The Lightning Claw, I believe, gets to hit at the same time, but we're just going to roll these first because I don't think I'm going to hurt any, and I didn't. And then the Lightning Claw hits at his initiative and manages to kill, I guess the reroll because it's Lightning Claws, manages to kill 3 more. And there's only 1 Termagant left, and he's up against a bunch of Power Fists and Thunderhammers. But we're going to roll it anyways, just in case he completely fails it. And he almost does completely fail it, but that Termagant is dead. So he wins that combat. End of round 3. Casualties heavy on both sides. That the Tyrannifex is dead, but his Terminator group there got killed by those Termagants, and the Termagants have not taken heavy losses there. Termagants on the other side are dying. That Tervagon is left to himself, so I'm having a hard time holding this side because his objective is there. I do have my Gene Stealer still in reserve, so hopefully we will see them come on in round 4. It still is a 2+ for them to come in. So round 4 is next. Click on the annotation if you're on YouTube, or click the link below if you're watching this on Mini Wargaming. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified as soon as we put up new battle reports.